Hello, my name is Jeff Pagano, and welcome to Harping on Rugby, where, with the help of some fellow fans, I get the chance to harp on what's going on with Leinster, Ireland, and the wider rugby world. First up, joining me this week is someone making Harping Pod appearance number 68, which means I'll have to avoid the obvious schoolboy humor for his next one. Welcome back to Mr. Tom Coleman.
Thanks, Jeff. I'll just skip to the 70th. I'll come on as a late sub for the next one, I
Yeah,
think.
there you go. And also with us is someone earning cap number 44, coming to us from the Great Rock of Gibraltar. Hello once again to Mr. Rich Massoud.
Hi Jeff, hi Tom from a very wet Gibraltar, but never mind.
Oh, me heart bleeds after all the pictures you'd be sending us of the sunny the sunny climes. You know, a bit of rain won't hurt you at all.
We've had 3 weeks of Galway weather, so
Yeah, there you go.
There's a direct correlation between the bad weather in Ireland and how many pictures Rich posts in WhatsApp about good
pretty
weather.
pretty much. And all this brings us to our final thoughts, starting with Tom.
Yeah, well, look, I have two separate thoughts, maybe contradictions of each other. I said to myself at the start of the season, because we always keep thinking about May when it comes to, or May and June as it is when it comes to Leinster, and so I've said this year more focusing on a week by week and enjoying each game as it comes, and we've been lucky to enjoy whatever it's been, 16 out of 16 games, 16 wins in both competitions. So yeah, it was gutting to lose this game, especially when I thought we probably did more than the Bulls to win it. Maybe not quite enough as it seems. Quite happy with some of the game plan that we had, and maybe some of the game plan execution wasn't there. That said, leaving the week by week aside, looking at the table now, Leinster really just need to beat Zebra, Ulster, and Glasgow at home. Maybe get a bonus point in one of those games, and they won't be caught. So in some ways, the Sharks and the Scarlets games are free hits, especially beating Glasgow if we can in that last home game. So like we're on 58 points, even a bonus point against Zebra, which is no foregone conclusion the way they're playing, and a couple of wins against Ulster and Glasgow won't see us caught. So really, all the hard work that's been put up to this so far to this season has put us in a position where if we can just win our home games now, we've secured that top spot, um, and that's where we want to be again, to give us the best chance possible, and hopefully maybe to get one back over the Bulls or maybe the Sharks, in a potential semi-final in Dublin. But as I said, I'm going to enjoy the games in between now and then. The Sharks game next week and the Quins game in Croke Park after that. So like first defeat in 280 days, can't really complain too much as a supporter. If your team does that. But it was not nearly there, but just not quite there, and the Bulls probably just about deserved to sneak it, even though they were fairly malfunctioning themselves.
Yeah, I mean, like I think we did a pretty good job, doing the rap, talking about Leinster's inefficiencies, but there was things that we couldn't control. The two early the two particular HIAs, which basically took our 6-2 bench out of the equation. It's the reason we had it was to have fit forwards coming on in the second half, and that was gone. And those two that came off the bench, the two back rowers were getting just as much of that oxygen situation in the final stages as anyone else was. But that can happen. There were some ref decisions, but there was a bit of both. But when it comes to talking about this is our first loss of the season, I don't think we get a lot of sympathy from the rest of the league, given the way the league is shaped up. But that said, 12 wins is great, but the way this league is shaping up this season, up to this point, we had yet to have played the other three in the top four. We hadn't played them yet, so that was a factor. So we hopefully we got the Sharks next week, and you say Glasgow last game of the season. We can get enough from those final games because it's really important for Leinster and what they want to do this season to get definitely that number one seed to try to get that home final, in the Aviva if we get that far. So that's kind of what we're hoping for. What are your thoughts, Rich?
Yeah, I know we're going to talk about it in a little bit about the South African tours, but in all fairness, given our history with the sides that we've been sending down to South Africa because of the time of the year that it happens, had he offered me a losing bonus point against the Bulls, I'd have bitten your hand off, in fairness. But as as it happens, and as the match panned out, yeah, a bit gutted that we didn't win that, because that was there for the winning. It really was. It's probably, despite everything else that happened, despite our own inefficiencies, etc., it's probably one of the better performances that we've had down in South Africa over the years. For all the reasons that we're probably going to touch upon in a little bit. Um, we've already touched upon all those HIAs, etc. But at the end of the day, it was a bit of it was fine margins, to be perfectly honest. That match. Some people didn't really turn up. Some people didn't do themselves any favors. Frawley and Deeney in particular, we've spoken about. I thought the poor Soroka, the loose head, was being overpowered. That was a bit of a meat grinder for the poor lad. But it's the learnings that they take from this. He'll only get better. He'll only get bigger and better at what he does. So yeah, my closing thoughts. Obviously disappointed that we lost, but as you say, 280 days it's taken. I'll take that. It's about the business end of the season, and I'll happily lose now so long as we win the crucial matches later on.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird. I don't think I've ever had such a disparity between first watch and second watch. When I watched it live, you forget where you are on the table. You forget when you're actually especially a tight match like that. You forget how many of you've won. You forget about every aspect
Hmm.
thing. You want to see that. You want to see your team win, and it was really deflating the way that happens right at the end. Second watch, I saw a lot more positives. I actually felt a lot better. I think it was more prepared. I mean, you look at the result we had the last time we went down there in the URC, and you compare those. It's a big difference. I mean, obviously they're both losses, but you can definitely see the positive. I think we said before this tour, if we could get 2 points
Hmm.
on the tour, that would be a serious plus. So we're kind of halfway there if you want to look at it that way. But still disappointing at the time when you see the result go in. But listen, it is what it is, and hopefully we can learn enough and bring it forward.